Utie oha extra ponkno. Needs FM.
Na what could do trouble one and as I will share you will be as in a yen to Nkaye. Jina ye. Hello. Okay, Edudzi Beba. Enti kwabra Bobie na atoa so na some just days ago na ohene baba ne contempt of the court yede na kwa 14-day period. Thompson Mensa civil society organization na ono so otato afei yes omresi the headquarters afei yes there be quotation and so you detain overnight ade chen ye de ko gina court Thompson so ekonkon right lawyer Edudzi we are qualified and practicing lawyer and being part of the defense team for Kwabena Bobie ansa Republic versus Kwabena Bobie ansa Edudzi right ya te unka say di amientie we
yo intina me can say I'm a believer in the press freedom. Let me quote President Akufo-Addo, a famous statement I want to make in the past. Or say, I prefer a reckless press than I prefer a reckless press to no press at all. What it is there? If he has to choose between no press and a reckless press, you go for the reckless press. And these are profound statements by President Akufo-Addo. It's beginning to look like, the things are here coming. They are not putting that in practice. And then they said within the past few days, we need 1 person or even power journalist, Attorney General, the contempt proceedings by against him. You know, say he's supposed to be serving 14 days prison sentence with a fine. Here can say Mensa Thompson or Hedia Saiti or non so Yachima Yadi and court man the bill no. The bill execution process now Yasamama Masada custody as I speak to you is still in police custody. And Bobie and the producer and so the criminal charges at the above. Now principally there are 2 counts. 1, publication of false news with the intent to cause fear and panic. And conduct conducive for the breach of the peace. These 2 criminal charges and Omodia Bono. And then pleaded not guilty to the charges. And upon that plea, the judge graciously granted him bail with 2 sureties at 50,000 Ghana cedis. We are extremely
who are conducting the matter or who are defending Kwabena Bobie ansa?
Oh, in terms of defense, myself and Adawudu, our MC.
Victor Kojoga Adawudu. Kwabena Bobie ansa ne hwan na stand the trial.
Or no, any the producer, I have friend of Quatch, and one Edudzi Tamakloe.
Oh, Edudzi Tamakloe, not you.
That be Edwin.
Now, my muso, Republic no, I rely on criminal code no section bang and I would name Kwabena Bobie ansa
207-208.
207-208.
Yes, sir.
Now, at the repeal of the criminal libel law, no, na mischief bang and a near free CPS, the repeal of the criminal libel law, no, a cure.
Libel, criminalization of libel. I would say in the past, we and draw a far opening one, quote unquote, And I say within so why will you say oh no falls within the ambit of defamation or the other friend slander libel under the broader way I have friend defamation. Yakob Bannon say okay, a Republic versus Tommy Thompson, Free Press, and all of those things. Around the 2000 campaign of the FP, only as well as a political grouping that believes so the freedom of the press, benefit of power, going to repeal the criminal libel and just law. Majority that's related to 185 order. The Abraham and the down for 5 years, Attorney General, normally provisions at the core parliament, parliament, those provisions. Now, in that appears that they are introducing the criminal libel law through the back door.
I don't know if you say who say section 185 no and section 207 208 no cheche mu na ya no ama on so kakra because the wo ka no ehun abeye asem hia pa de amaye nyina eti section 185 no
by way of public which 185 now I say with the for what communicating something whether by mouth by written text or whatever is found to be false. That's what the test. Social case now, standing amount now. The Republic versus Tommy Thompson now. The litmus test is whether the statement is false. Nothing more, nothing else. But what you say? Now, social 207, 208 now. I introduce the additional layer. One, the publication. That publication or publishing to cause fear and what you say?
Mitiopa.
Then you also have a situation where you have a conduct. Can say it's conducive for the breach of the peace. As someone who can a bit midday. Oyende Katakasa or the other brought the breach of the peace. The ocean in this particular fact, on the court now. So, Mammy, and I mean, kind briefly, amount.
Okay, come into
or say, brief facts. The accused person, Bobie answer. The radio presenter at Accra-based FM station. Sometime in January 2020, police received a report concerning a video circulating on social media. The effect that the first and second chief of the Republic, Her Excellency Mrs. Rebecca Kufuado and Her Excellency Mrs. Samira Bamia, respectively have fraudulently acquired and or granted for themselves state lands at AU and around Kotoka International Airport for construction of Rebecca family, a non-governmental project. Police commenced investigation into the alleged publication by the accused and the accomplice, Edudzi Tamakloe and all applied. Police obtained the said to assist in investigation. The accused person was invited several times, but he failed to honor. Thus, on 10th February 2020, accused person was arrested. Into OSHA, the offense, the arrest, any video the police came saw on social media containing the issues that Yemami, Rebecca, and Tahira fraudulently or they have granted to themselves land. How should this statement in God's name be the basis of a criminal event?
The Urefi Ebenkwako, when it involved Mrs. Rollins.
It was as a result of this. It's ever repealed criminal libel law. In fact, okay, the Republic versus Tommy Thompson now.
Mm-hmm.
The legal representation.
Mm-hmm.
What's the legal representation?
Because we are meeting when now has say a judge is a tenacity no edu.
Martin Amidu ABK with Thomas Amiga for the Republic.
Mm-hmm.
Now listen. Nana do Dankwa Ekufu Ado with Justina Kekedonko, Philip Addison, Akotuampa for first exchange.
Yes, I Martin ABK Amidu, Deputy Attorney General, with him Thomas Ahlija, Chief State Attorney, and Mike Efriye, Principal State Attorney for the Republic. Nana Ekufu Ado, with him Justina Tetedonko Miss, Philip Addison, Akuto Ampao for the first, second, and third accused. Professor Fusuama with Emmanuel Ohene and Ifuagate, that is Mrs. Ifuagate, Jugate, for the fourth accused.
Mm-hmm. And it was as a result of this event, it's an NPTA campaign promise in the year 2000. There's a Ghana for two Abama or more. Under the repeal the criminal libel law, particularly section 1854. That is what happened. So it is okay. And now the lead advocate, the lead lawyer in this matter for defense, and another done for Kufado. And now what they are president, assuming that admit, will be every draw after for year one. Should that be the basis of a criminal investigation and criminal prosecution?
There's a suggestion saying you didn't know as if or a public officer.
Exactly. Even the whole idea then, well, between you and I, sir. But I remember that when the argument came up from the Thompson and Co. issue, one of the arguments was that Kennedy was not a public officer. Then the court said it was immaterial because at that point, libel was criminalized. So the case is whether the publication is false. It is not really about who it is directed at. In the repeal is a law. That's what you repeal. And yeah, the principal proponent of that position, Abaya Manti, said there's a story about the wife. Then the next thing is that the person is arrested in a Gestapo manner. So the only the Gestapo.
The German woman in the
Hitler squad.
But does it? But that does it matter? Is it a matter of concern that can be brought to the attention of the court, now?
When you arrest somebody in that Gestapo manner, I also want that when you do 10 p.m. and I do 10 p.m. What PhD do? That's so that police for armed and then banjo out.
It is ambassador or family. What goes through their minds?
Exactly. I'm your lawyer. Sometimes we come. That is the application. The application is nice. Yes, sir. The work of it include the possibility that you can be wrong, and
certainly.
So, in the wisdom of the makers of law, Rebecca Foundation is limited by guarantee, and because it is limited by guarantee, it assumes a corporate personality, and So if someone has published a story unjustly about the foundation, one, they can even go to the National Media Commission.
Or they can sue, or they can be sued.
Or they can sue for defamation. Why? Me recently, the Jumadi Yami Uncle Samidi. It was a case of the Bokaku. We went through the motion. I said, we went through the motion, the judicial process. So, assuming, so I say, the journalist has published a story that is false of Rebecca Foundation, one, and your public company, and your state, and your private individual, into a next view, you publish a false story about Despite Group, Despite the court you have prosecuted. I mean, seriously. And so all the steps we have made to enhance press freedom, assuming the entrance from the year 2001, how many years now? That's almost getting to 20 something years. And all the gains that we have made, we are destroying all.
For what purpose?
For what purpose? Now, maybe you do see so that they have said IGP Dampare. Look, the Ghana Police Service is a very respected institution. In fact, it is one of the key levers of our democracy. Can you imagine democracy without police? We should preserve this precious institution of our democracy.
But would you not agree, sir? You probably may have to be looking at the doorstep of the Attorney General to the extent that the Attorney General may have been using the police as an instrument in prosecuting such persons, to the extent that Attorney General is the political advisor to the president and his wife.
That will even be more worrying, where the Attorney General, a direct appointee of the president, now decides to use the power under Article 88 of the 1992 Constitution, the power to initiate criminal proceedings, to now prosecute persons who allegedly defame the wife of his appointed authority. You know what that means? It is the clearest abuse of prosecutorial power.
That you'll be given the opportunity at the courtroom to display your skill.
It is not, you see, it is not the fact that to be given the opportunity to defend yourself. It is the prosecution itself. That is the process. That is the problem, sorry. And that is why I am pleading to the IGP that, you see, like A.T. John Dramani Mahama said in his Facebook post a while ago, that the Ghana police do not allow them to be used.
Oh, but law, you would, but law, you would agree. Say you need to a man will say more. Bobie is arrested late last night, and then by 4 noon today, he's arraigned, and then he's been granted bail. Obviously, we've made
for what in the first place?
Arrested for the two issues that are debatable, yes, and into court. But the processes said to me about less than 12 hours. He's been arraigned and been granted bail.
Can I ask you a question? Let me be out. Rebecca, Samira, in a call of criminal complaint, Emma, the police headed by I.
You just told us, sir, from the fact sheet as read by the prosecutor, or say the police scanning through social media found the video and commenced an investigation and sought to have an input from the accused, the suspect. And as at now, the suspects did not cooperate with the police, so they found it necessary to let the court come in at this stage.
So you see, the police for now almost scanning social media. IGP Dan Paria and another Dan Kufuado, the husband of Rebecca Kufuado and the DA Babu, on the social media. It was said there's a falsification against the wife of the person who appointed him. Had to quickly go and get that video and said, I'm going to investigate you, so come and assist me. Assuming that the content of that publication is false. Your mommy Rebecca, your mommy Samira, don't they reserve the right to sue for defamation?
So, this prosecution, more or less, would not prejudice their right to sue.
But what exactly is the issue? If I say Rebecca Foundation, okay, Anya Asase, now Rebecca Foundation said, Yanya Asase Biaya, don't they have the right to a rejoinder? To be published by the same media.
And do we even know whether the publication is false in itself?
Exactly my point. And in this case, there's no indication that the police have even invited the alleged fraudster. In this case, have the police taken a statement from Madam Rebecca Kufuado?
But the police in the court of law, as you reported to us, invited the person who made the allegation to come assist them to prove that point. And if the supposed fraudster, more or less, is proven there, then she has to come and disprove.
So my question is, was the police investigating a case of fraud?
They haven't said so as per what you read to us.
Exactly. You're not saying that you are investigating allegation of fraud.
Enti yenye sure so say Barbara Bobie ni producer omotimia post to bill terms nana.
Like I told you, I have used your medium to express our sincerest gratitude to the court with the nature of the bill and the bill terms. I want to repeat that again. We are extremely grateful to the court for the gracious bill terms for Mama Bobie.
India no
Utie Oha Extreme Punk no Needs FM.